Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, during the war, Putin visits its troops in the occupied territories or the territories that were annexed by a referenda by the Russian Federation. And he visits Kherson and Luhansk. So I have videos and I have articles, mostly videos showing Putin conducting his visit. I don't know if that's the front lines or not, but anyway, close to the front line. So let's go first to this Wall Street Journal video, which I can find it, you can find it in many other places. Here it is. Well, I guess this is the one. Rare visit in Kherson and Luhansk regions. With his right hand by his gun, there you have it. Both regions are partly occupied by Russian forces. Have you seen how he shook hand? From up down, always. Alright, so here's talking with some military brass. He said it's important for me to hear your opinion on how the situation is, to listen to you, to exchange information. And then, I guess, goes in Luhansk. There he is with this buddy right here. So it's a second visit in Luhansk. Hands, there you go. And near Bakhmut, he didn't go over there. But anyway. Let's say Putin's visits troops in Russian-occupied Kherson and Luhansk in Ukraine. Russian state media footage showed President Putin visiting Ukraine's Kherson and Luhansk regions, both of which are partly occupied by Moscow. The trip comes as Kiev gears up for an offensive to drive back Russian forces, blah blah blah, tralala. So this is one. The other one comes from CNN. Putin visits the same thing. Let me show you the map so we can put this. So Kherson is right here. So let's get, this is Ukraine. Obviously, this is the occupation or the incorporation or re-annexation of, if you want me to use the Russian side, and if you don't, I just used it because I used the second one. One was the annexation, the other one occupation. However, Kherson is right here, the Kherson region. Now Kherson Oblast, whatever, would be the whole thing here. So I know where exactly he was. And then he flew from there, right here, to Luhansk. So he traveled, and obviously I don't think he traveled like this. Probably he went like this, and then went like that. You don't want to expose yourself to something, unless they are spoken. But even if they are spoken, you can't control everybody, every idiot. So here is Luhansk region. So from here, he flew here with a helicopter. So let's go to this article from CNN. Putin visits Russian troops at military headquarters in Kherson. In Kherson. Now they don't show us anything here. And it says that he visited troops at a military base in southeastern Kherson. Southeastern Kherson. So it should be here. According to this guy, this will be southeast. In this area. On Tuesday, at a critical stage in the war in Ukraine as Kiev prepares to launch a spring offensive. In his second public trip to territory occupied since last year's invasion, the Kremlin leader spoke to commanders from the airborne forces of Russia's Dnipro army unit, while also meeting with other senior officers. Russian state media TASS reported one of the purposes of the visit was to get a report, quote-unquote, from military officials on Kherson, which is partly held by Russia, and the southeastern Zaporozhye region. So, it says southern Kherson. I must have misread here because now it says southeastern Zaporozhye region. So anyway, I didn't have to meet these guys face to face. This is obviously conducted for our eyes and for the Russians' eyes to show us that he is not afraid and he goes over there directly involved and all that. He could have communicated with them. Look at this guy. Hey, who there? Who there? That's the guy. All right, so Again, they tell us about the video. I do not want to distract you from your direct duties related to command and control. End quote. Putin said to a senior commander, therefore, we are working here in a business-like manner, briefly but concretely. Well, man. It is important for me to hear your opinion on how the situation is developing, to listen to you, to exchange information. I would ask you to start your report with the situation in the Kherson direction, then in the Zaporozhye direction. So, anyway, let's go to the third article here. This comes from, I don't know, this is NBC. I don't even know, some weasels anyway, because ABC and NBC for me is the same thing, but anyway, and they are. Putin rallies his troops with visit to occupied Ukraine. The Russian leader's trip to the, not dictator anymore, or not yet, to the military headquarters comes as Ukraine is preparing for a counter-offensive, tra-la-la. This guy is ready here to take action. He's got something, drinking a coffee, very relaxed. So, this is Putin. The same picture is used by the same weasels here. And let's see what's going on here. Zelensky shows the same kind of courage, showing up at sometimes near Bakhmut. He did like once or twice already. But the thing is, according to, if you remember, the former Prime Minister of Israel, I think, was it Bennett? I think Bennett. He said that he visited Putin in 2022 in March, so last year in March, and he, I take it as a bag, asking Putin, don't kill, are you going to kill Zelensky, are you going to kill Zelensky, are you going to kill Zelensky? No, I'm not going to kill Zelensky, Putin said. Are you sure, Yes, I'm sure. Okay, and then Bennett called Zelensky, who was in a bunker, hiding for his life, that he's going to be bombed, and said, hey, Putin said that he's not going to take care of you. I said, are you sure? Yes. And then the weasel came out and said, I'm not afraid. Anyway, so they show up like that, and I don't know if Putin has the same, or the Ukrainians have the same order, or the guys from the Ukrainian side not to assassinate this guy. I doubt it, and it's always the risk that you have people that will not follow orders. And not only follow orders, but follow other interests orders, if you know what I mean. Yes, do it, boom. And then that's it. This guy's going to be forever known as killing Putin. Like idiots, you know. I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about, for instance, John Lennon, if you remember. I think it was 1980, when he was assassinated by Dakota Building in Central Park, New York City. The same, an idiot. But anyway, I'm not saying that there would be an idiot here or not, but I'm just saying people would not follow directions or orders. People would have their own little agenda, and you know. So you can say, well, nobody is going to kill you, Zelensky. Well, maybe the Russian military will not kill you, but can you control all the generals, all the majors, all the captains that possibly have any power to blow you up? I don't know. That's always the risk. Another one is supposedly Putin he cancelled the military parade for the Victory Day or something like that. Well, I would do the same thing, because under the current circumstances, you don't know if you bring army with shells, or you don't know if there are shells. Remember what happened in Egypt, right? When was that? In 78, 76, 79, when Sadat, was it Sadat or whatever his name was blown up by in a little procession like that, little parade. They turned around, and with a big machine gun, and the guys came and fucked them up over there. Just look, you can still watch it if you want on YouTube, if you didn't read about it. So I think he wants to not have a few tanks turning their two rails and blow his stage up in the or maybe an airplane, or releasing strikes on the Red Square. So, in this case, Putin showed up over there. According to the video or the footage, he's still alive. Do we know that that occurred in those areas? I don't know. I can't verify, but neither can, I guess, the other ones, contradict or challenge that assessment. Otherwise, we can challenge each and every picture we have. I don't know. Zelensky meeting some people in a room with some lights. You don't know where that is. But anyway, it is what it is. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.